this is directly an incitement for more violence, and it's also directly incitement for more violence that will come back to you inevitably as well.
This is so sick. He is saying that laughing at a prankster who harmed you in no way is inciting violence. Today is a day that ends in Y, so left-wing internet star Hasan Piker is crying the victim again. We have to once again check in with one of the most controversial and popular political people on the internet, Hasan Piker of Twitch and YouTube stardom. He is making waves for a trip that he's gone on to Ireland. He's quite the globetrotter this year. And this trip to Ireland, he got kind of hilariously trolled, but is now playing the victim in a way that I find absurd and farcical, and arguing with other streamers like the other streamer Asmongold. So we're going to break all of this down. But first, I'll just give you guys a heads up as to why he was traveling to Ireland in the first place, which I found strange, but okay, I guess. Here's a headline from an Irish news outlet. Hasan Piker receives honorary patronage from University Philosophical Society. The left-wing political commentator received the award in a crowded afternoon ceremony yesterday. Twitch streamer and left-wing political commentator Hasan Piker received the gold medal of honorary patronage from Trinity College's University Philosophical Society today. In a packed GMB chamber, Piker was greeted by thunderous applause and cheers on his first trip to Ireland. He was introduced by the president of the organization, Liam Corcoran, who noted the streamer's background, achievements, and career, quote, built by consistency and longevity. So, already some questions to be asked here. I'm certainly not going to sit here and tell you that Hasan is not a successful content creator, an influencer, and political commentator, but he's not exactly the most profound philosophical insight into our politics. And look, neither am I. Like, I would find it odd if I was given some sort of honorary degree by a philosophical society, given that I just talk about the news and internet bullshit. But that's what Hasan does as well. And just because he occasionally poorly rehashes old Marxist theory or whatever does not, in fact, make him the brilliant philosopher of our times. But whatever, they can give him whatever award they want. I don't really care. The thing that's really going viral from this visit to Ireland that Hasan just had is him getting trolled on the street by someone. And the context you need to know for this is the story we covered a few weeks or months back, because time is fake, where Hasan allegedly shocked his dog Kaya with a shock collar and then claimed that he didn't. And pretty forensic analysis and a lot of the facts of that situation lead me to personally believe that he did shock the dog and then lied about it and tried to cover it up. But anyway, it's become a meme at this point, like free Kaya, the dog, and that he's a dog abuser and all this stuff. And somebody trolled him pretending to be a fan, but then holding up a picture of the dog and saying free Kaya. Let's watch this clip that's now going viral of Hasan getting trolled.
Yeah. Please. I don't have my phone with me. Can we just do a screen photo? Here. Yeah. Okay. Hey, free Kaya. Free Kaya.
Jesus, I'll tell you what, the power of social media. Nuts. I'm a bit blown away that people are coming out to say hello to you. Well, it's great. Like, it's deadly, you know. It's every part of the world it happens.
Yeah. It's funny because the guy that he's with, and I don't know who that is, but has no idea that that was actually like a Hasan hater or troll and thinks that was a fan, doesn't understand the reference that just happened. But yeah, if you're just listening, this guy went up to Hasan, asked for a picture, pretended to be a fan, then held up a picture of Kaya getting shocked, like a meme photo that someone made, and then said free Kaya all on the live stream. So this is called, I guess, stream sniping or something. God, I feel like so old when I talk about these things, but essentially it's when somebody is live streaming in public and you like prank or troll their stream. It happens to streamers across the spectrum. It's just kind of an inevitable part of publicly filming yourself and in live in real time when you are a well-known and controversial figure. Nothing stuck out to me about this as like beyond the pale. This guy didn't insult him, attack him, do anything, which I wouldn't support, no matter how I feel about Hasan. But it did become a viral moment, and others weighed in on it, including, for example, Asmongold, who is kind of in the streaming world. He's a very popular content creator and streamer, but he's like Hasan's arch nemesis. And Asmon had this to say about the incident. Let's watch.
This, I think, might be the clip of the year. I think this could be it. Oh my God. I have one word. Patriot. Absolute patriot. This is amazing. And he just pulls it out, too. He pulls it right out. Wait, watch it happen. Real quick.
Here. Yeah. Ready? Hey, free Kaya. Free Kaya.
Jesus, I'll tell you what, the power of social media.
Oh my God. You go to 100 political rallies, you promote 100 candidates, and you shock one dog. You're not a political activist, you're a dog zapper. Here's the thing, too. This is the power of social media. Yeah, and I love how, like, this nice Irishman that he's with, who's just trying to take this, this foreign guy who, oh, wow, like, we're celebrating this nice guy. You're going to take him around town. And, he's, Hasan's pleasant person. Everything's fine. And he thinks that these are fans. He's got no idea. He doesn't even know. Yeah, he thinks they like it. Yes, exactly. And yeah, he's like, isn't this amazing? Wow, you've got all your fans.
So I do agree with Asmongold that the funniest part of this video is the guy he's with has no idea. That just makes it way funnier, honestly. But to me, it's harmless, right? Like when we're talking about a world where Charlie Kirk gets shot, where different Democratic politicians have been killed as well or faced attacks. It's like, of course, I don't want anything to happen to Hasan, but a little bit of trolling is fine, right? Like even public not catcalling, that's not the right word, but heckling of politicians or political figures is okay, as long as we're staying on the side of words and jokes and not descending into like violence or stalking or anything like that. That should be beyond the pale for everyone, no matter how you feel about them, right? That's part of a free society. We all get to say our piece and nobody crosses the line in response to it. We need to be across the board firm on that. But to me, this seems like obviously on the right side of that line. Like, it's just a meme, it's just a prank, it's just a joke. Nobody got hurt, nothing terrible happened, but Hasan is acting like he's been horrifically victimized, and as if people like Asmongold, who are reacting to this and laughing at it and appreciating it, are somehow inciting violence or pushing him into danger, or he even said they should be banned for simply laughing at this clip and reacting to it. Let's watch Hasan here discussing this, and I'll give you my thoughts as we go along, because he really deserves a kind of gold medal in the victim Olympics. Gymnastics, the mental gymnastics here, contorting yourself into a victim, are almost impressive. Let's watch.
It is truly a stupid thing for someone like Asmongold to entertain this kind of stuff. It is. It's a very, very stupid thing for him to do. Because not only could something far more consequential happen to me after he has egged it on and cheered it on without saying...
Okay, I don't think it's fair to say that if you laugh at people harmlessly pranking you, therefore, and somebody goes and kills you or hurts you, you're responsible for that. If Asmongold was out here saying, yeah, somebody go beat up Hasan or somebody go rough him up or show him anything like that, I would be absolutely against it. But he's just laughing at a joke that is harmless and nonviolent. So to then say that, well, then if something worse than that happens, you're responsible for egging it on is totally unfair. And it's all so rich coming from the guy, Hasan, who famously said that a Republican senator should be killed over and over again on his live stream and got like a very short-term ban. I think it was like for a day or maybe a week. I don't remember. It was very short term. Yeah, bit rich, but go off, I guess.
On without saying, hey, I think it's really f***ed up. If you're like a hater of a content creator, you probably shouldn't approach them in public like that. Instead of saying that, which would be the normal thing to do, you celebrate it.
Okay, why can't you approach them in a respectful, or not respectful because you're trolling them, but like, sure, if somebody is IRL streaming and they have decided to be a massively divisive, inflammatory political streamer, why is it beyond the pale for somebody who's a critic of them to approach them or speak to them or interact with them in any way? Why you don't get a safety bubble wrapped around you where you are immune from public engagement, even though you profit off of and rely on the public for your multi-million-dollar revenue stream? Like, what? No, that seems ridiculous to me. Nobody in traditional journalism would expect that. Like, if you're a TV host, if you're a Fox or a CNN host, you would never expect that oh, I'm off limits for people to come up and speak to me about my work. No, if you choose to be a recognizable figure, you are signing up for that. And I admit it can be uncomfy, it can be scary, but it's part of the job. And as long as no one crosses any lines, you have to accept it. It's not off limits. Like, I don't know, cope.
What happens when someone comes up to me and actually has an interest in engaging me with, engaging me in a more physical way? What if that's already happened? What if that's already happened? Just because I haven't talked about it doesn't mean it hasn't happened. What if that's already happened?
Well, that would be horrible. And I'm sure Asmongold would agree. But like, so you're saying everyone has to discourage anyone from ever talking to you or interacting with you in public in case somebody tries to hurt you with a gun. Those two things don't follow. Like, we are allowed to laugh at people criticizing you or trolling you without supporting harm being done to you. And you would never apply this standard in the same way, ever. I'm sure he has defended Democratic officials who've encouraged people to call out Trump officials and Republicans and let them know in the streets what they think of them and all of that. I'm sure he has no problem with that. You're not different. You've chosen to be a national political figure. You don't get the perks of that with none of the downsides. Now, of course, any physical confrontation is off limits and is terrible and nobody should ever do that. But even if that has happened to you, that's a reason that no one should advocate for that or support that. If they were laughing at that, I would be on your side. But they're still allowed to laugh at people peacefully engaging with you. Like, this math is not mathing.
Happen. What if it happens to you? Content creators know that other content creators' addresses are fairly easy to find online, whether it be my address or whether it be Asmongold's address. Content creators also know that other content creators are constantly having to deal with this kind of stuff behind closed doors. There's a reason why content creators don't talk about this kind of stuff.
I should just pause on that for a second to say that this being on your stream that millions of people will see across YouTube and Twitch and clips and everything, and being like, content creators' addresses are out there, including Asmongold and naming others, is way more reckless than laughing at a prank. Like, that is way more likely. You're still not ultimately responsible if somebody looks up their address and goes and hurts them. It's still ultimately on that person. But if we're talking about responsibly using our platforms, that is like way more likely to incite something bad happening than simply laughing at a prank. I think the most likely thing that laughing at the prank might do is encourage people to further prank you about Kaya in public. No rational person sees Asmongold laughing at that and is like, oh, guess I should go shoot Hasan. Nobody would, and if a crazy person thinks that, they're crazy and would have done it anyway. But you reminding people they can find your enemies' addresses on stream is exponentially more irresponsible than them laughing at someone pranking you. But please tell me more about how you're the victim. I can't stand this, whether it's left-wing or right-wing people. Everyone wants to be a victim so bad when they're in fact among the most privileged human beings to ever exist. It is nauseating, honestly.
In order not to egg it on. What happens when this happens to you the next time you're going through a fucking drive-through at Wendy's? Someone took Tim Pool's beanie and he talked about it as though it was an assassination for years on end. Guy stalks me with malicious intent. It's not that big of a deal at the...
Oh my God. I cannot believe he's describing somebody pranking him with a meme about the dog as stalking him with malicious intent. Kim, people are dying. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to get out the world's tiniest violin for you that somebody held up a meme about your dog and pranked you on stream. I'm stalked with malicious intent. Give me a break, brother. And the funny thing is, or it's not funny, it's actually sad. I'm sure he faces like real stalking and harassment. But then to invoke that rhetoric about this, almost as like a joke when I'm sure you have actual things you could highlight that are actually harmful.
At the end of the day, because, you know, I'm going to diffuse that situation because most people are not going to behave too crazy in the normal world, right? But like, there's a lot of effort that he put into this. Do you not think that this is not normal behavior? Do you think that this is behavior that should be celebrated? Are you that fucking stupid? There was a time and place when that kind of celebration would have been immediately banned, okay? Like, I cannot believe it. I'm one of the biggest content creators on the platform. Asmongold's one of the biggest content creators on the platform. A stream sniper shows up. Asmongold celebrates it. 4 years ago, Twitch would have instantly banned Asmongold.
This is insane. He is saying that Asmongold should be banned for laughing at someone pranking him from the platform Twitch that has allowed Hasan, without a permanent ban and often just giving him these tiny slaps on the wrists, to say the most insane, outrageous, and violent things over and over and over again. Like when he repeatedly said Republican Senator Rick Scott should be killed. And you're going to say somebody laughing at a prank should get them banned from Twitch. It is astounding. This dude has said publicly that he supports designated U.S. terror groups. And he's going to say that Asmongold laughing at a prank should get him banned. He knows that he's Twitch's golden boy for whatever reason. I mean, maybe it's just the money he makes them, or maybe there's something deeper to it. But he knows he is beyond really touching by the Twitch hierarchy. And that's one thing. But then to say that, to abuse that, well, then actively at the same time calling for people to be banned for exponentially more minor offenses than the things you have yourself repeatedly done is simply diabolical, frankly. Let's keep going here.
Like, no questions. Anyone who does shit like that, they would get banned. If I did that, I would get banned. Incite violence, right? I'm inciting violence. This is directly an incitement for more violence, and it's also directly incitement for more violence that will come back to you inevitably as well.
This is so sick. He is saying that laughing at a prankster who harmed you in no way is inciting violence. But remember, Hasan gaslights us that when he repeatedly said a Republican senator should be killed, he wasn't inciting violence. You couldn't write this. If you're trying to write a parody of a hypocritical, out-of-touch influencer, you could not write one better than Hasan Piker.
As well. It's a really, really, really shitty thing to do if you're a content creator. And it's also very short-sighted for you. What do you think they're going to do or say to you when you go outside? You got a lot more haters than I do, motherfucker. I don't give a shit about going outside. I'll go outside every goddamn day. You are terrified of going outside. You got more haters than I do. Why the f do you think you can just lean into this shit on the internet?
Wow, he is just so out of touch and hypocritical, and it is so ridiculous to see him constantly playing the victim and acting, even though he is probably in, I don't know, the top 0.001% of most privileged human beings to have ever existed. He's constantly somehow the victim, and it is exhausting. And it is so dishonest framing as well to act like he has been harmed by this and that Asmongold went too far. I'm sure there are other clips and other things Asmongold has done that have gone too far, but this isn't one of them. Laughing at a prank is fine, actually. And you are not a victim because somebody pranked you. Actually, you know who the real victim here is? Still the dog that you zapped for no reason, allegedly, no defamation, but I think you did. And I'm just sick of this guy and his antics, but they do make for entertaining content. I will say that for us to discuss and dissect, but you guys will have to let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the like button while you are at it, and all of that.